All right. Well, it is official. The pumpkin spice lattes are flowing. Visions of Buffalo Wild Wings are dancing in our heads. 'Tis the season, Kyle. Football season has officially started. How do we do week one?
Co-commissioner, we did fantastic. All teams got their picks in on time, and it was honestly a fantastic week. So really let's kick it off with some results. In first place this week, with 11 correct picks, was one team and one team only, and that was Team Sacked It. They had 11 correct picks, and they started off fairly strong. Now, that being said, we had some close second-place teams. We had 5 of them, in fact, and that was Team Battlecats, the Pterodactyls, the Blind Darts, the International Pick'em Association, and Team On Tackle. And they came in second place with 9 points. Now, there were a couple points that separated the top from the bottom, but it was only a spread of 4 points in total. So that means everyone is still in it. Everyone still has a shot at taking that title at the end of the season. Now, there were a couple interesting things that did happen this week. And the first of those being a tie between the Indianapolis Colts and the Houston Texans. And I don't believe we talked about what happens in the event of a tie last week, did we?
Checking the tapes, we did not go over that in the rules because who thought that would happen week one, if at all?
I didn't think it was going to happen. In fact, I didn't know it could happen. So in the event of a tie, everybody is in kind of a level playing field still, and that is because when there's a tie, nobody is awarded points. You had to pick one winner or the other, and in fact, neither team won. So that has immediately stopped anyone from having the perfect season. But it does leave us plenty of games left, and with plenty of games left, we probably need to review kind of some best practices and places where you can get additional information.
I think that's my cue, Kyle. Yeah, what a week one it was, especially for us Steelers fans. A real nail biter. If this is how week one's going to go, I don't know that I will survive the rest of the season. Speaking of playing, voting with your hearts, I know that some Broncos fans were a little disappointed. Actually, Kyle, if I check the records, I believe no one accurately predicted the outcome of that Broncos game in a pick'em. Is that correct?
That is correct. There were a couple of games that went that way. Additionally, nobody had faith in my Chicago Bears either, and rightfully so.
Or my Pittsburgh Steelers. So basically, if you're looking for best practices here, there's no real right answer with going with your heart versus your head. I did not push my team, and I actually folded pretty quickly and said, yep, probably the Bengals are going to win. We can go that route. Sounds like you did the same for the Bears game. So a lot of times I want to keep the personal fandom out of the fantasy and the pick'em leagues, but this might have been a good spot to push hard for that. So on the fence on that one, do what you will with your favorite team. Injury report, I want to give some updates there. Speaking of the Steelers, TJ Watt is shopping around some doctors. Not sure if he's going to need surgery or not, but we should have Najee Harris. He is predicted to be back on the Steelers for week 2 for the Patriots. So I would check the injury reports and maybe wait a little longer before making your picks for the Steelers. They definitely gave you a run for your money in the week 1, so wouldn't want to pick incorrectly in week 2. And for you Cowboys fans out there, a big thumbs up to a speedy recovery for Dak Prescott after his surgery, but we probably won't be seeing him back in it until week 9. So factor that in for the picks. When making your picks by when this week?
Picks are due again 5 minutes before the start of the first Thursday night game.
So as Kyle mentioned, you can't have a perfect season as far as your picks go, but you can have a perfect season about making your picks on time, which is, if not just as important, I would say even more important. If you don't pick, you can't win. So be sure to get those in. And speaking of picks, I know all of you were anxiously awaiting Brit's picks for the week, and this one gets a special shout out. So I moved this up sooner on the list because Kate Wallace reached out after the first video and said, I hope Little Giants is on your list. It absolutely is. So a good family fun film. If you haven't seen Little Giants, it's where Al Bundy and Rick Moranis of Little Shop of Horrors and Honey, I Shrunk the Kids fame are brothers. Al Bundy, Ed O'Neill, runs a successful car dealership and is a famous Little League coach. Only goes for top tier talent, while Rick Moranis takes more of a everyone gets to play and have fun approach. So they go up against each other with Little Leaguers. Hilarity ensues. Highly recommend. Kyle, have you seen this one?
You know, this is another fantastic pick that I unfortunately have not seen, but it gives me something to watch this Saturday before the games kick off again.
Absolutely. Stay tuned. Keep a lookout for a young Devon Sawa before his Stan Eminem video fame. But I highly recommend. There will be actual sports films that are classic and relate to the game at some point, but not yet. It's still early in the season. So that's all I've got for the week. Get your picks in. Look forward to next week's updates. See if anybody can surpass the amazing double digits 11 points that are in the lead right now.